Gruesome details about the death of Jasmine Pace came out today in day 4 of the Jason Chen murder trial. The medical examiner has been on the stand all day today.
Now, leading up to today, we've heard from Jasmine Pace's mother, Katrina Bean, and several investigators. Today, we hear from the medical examiner who's been going over the autopsy report. Grayson Gordon has been in the courtroom this week and joins us now with the latest. Grayson.
David, Sydney, yes, that testimony was definitely very difficult to hear, and that's why we decided against airing the full thing. We picked some details in order to not be, or out of respect for Jasmine and her family in this case. Jasmine injuries cannot definitely determine two things: if she was conscious receiving the wounds and if she was strangled. Dr. Stephen Coswell says there were abrasions and bruises to her neck, which are indicators of strangulation, but her internal injuries are not consistent with strangulation. Coswell says he cannot make a definite determination on that. Additionally, he explains why it cannot be determined if Jasmine was conscious during the time of her attack.
Until you have actually bled enough of your blood volume out so that your brain no longer gets enough oxygen, you can remain conscious. Well, the exception, the exception is if the knife directly damages, or whatever the sharp force is, if it directly damages the central nervous system. So the brain or spinal cord. In this particular case, there was no damage to the brain or spinal cord. So it's simply bleeding to death. And however long that bleeding to death takes, you will remain conscious until your brain runs out of oxygen, and then you will lose consciousness and proceed to death.
We know Jasmine's cause of death is multiple stab and incise wounds. This type of death is slow, and she is estimated to have died between 30 seconds and 5 minutes. Coswell says based on her size, Jasmine had roughly 4 quarts of blood in her body. Losing 40% of her blood is likely to cause death. We'll have another update at 11. We're hearing from a special agent from the TBI, and we'll have more from her when we return. For now, reporting live at Hamilton County Courthouse, Grayson Gordon, Local 3 News. Thank
you very much, Grayson. Chen is charged with first-degree murder. In the opening statements, his attorney said that while Chen did indeed kill Jasmine Pace, that the case should be tried as voluntary manslaughter.
Well, Dallas Payton joins us live from the courthouse to explain the 2 charges. Dallas.
Hey Cindy, hey David. Now, local attorney I spoke to explained that first degree is often related to premeditation, and that voluntary manslaughter is often related to emotionally driven crime. Now, attorney Robin Flores says first degree murder has the element of premeditation, meaning that the end result is what you intend.
That mental state, the state can prove it either through a person can express that mental state either explicitly by saying, hey, I want to kill you, you deserve to die or whatever, and then, shoots and kills you, or by other actions that can imply you mean the end result, such as stabbing somebody 62 plus times.
Now, for a person to be charged with voluntary manslaughter, Flores says there has to be something emotionally driving a person that makes them act in an irrational manner. Now, we are following the Chen trial, as you know, and if anything comes from the verdict that keeps the charge the same or reduces it, we will bring you that on air and online. Reporting live in Hamilton County for Local 3 News, I'm Dallas Payton.
Thank you, Dallas, and we'll continue to bring you updates as this trial goes on. We're streaming the trial, and you can find updates on our website.